right, Eagles Nation coming to you on a Wednesday with some pretty good news regarding our Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, the story that's kind of had everybody on the edge of their seat for a couple weeks now is what's going on with Jalen Hurts, as this guy was in concussion protocol now for 2.5 weeks here, still technically as of recording in the protocol. But we did see the Eagles quarterback practice today. I'll probably edit in a couple videos here of Jalen just spinning the rock there, but it was great to see Jalen back out there at practice today. From what I was hearing, he looked crisp, he looked accurate, looked very, very good. And having Jalen Hurts back for a playoff game versus the Green Bay Packers is, of course, going to be essential to an Eagles victory. Because while Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee did their job at locking up the division and beating the Giants and beating the Cowboys, and they did their thing, in the NFL playoffs, we need number one. We need Jalen Hurts back out there. I think a little bit of this Jalen Hurts hiatus hopefully caused some of the public to put some respect on Jalen Hurts' name. And I know this hiatus was longer than some people wanted, right? It was kind of like, it's a little worrisome. QB1's out. Although the people that were wanting Jalen Hurts to be cleared in between Saturday and today, before today, were absolutely hilarious. Because the thing is, you have to, in the league's concussion protocol, practice a certain amount of time, limited, full, etc. That's why I think he won't be officially cleared until tomorrow. But guys, like on Monday and Tuesday, he couldn't have been cleared. There wasn't a practice day. So people that were freaking out, I get it. It's quarterback one, it's playoff week, tensions are high, but just understand, there was no mathematical way for Jalen Hurts to be cleared the past 2 days. The guy wasn't practicing. The team wasn't practicing. But again, we're happy to see Jalen Hurts back out there. Jalen Hurts has been playing some really, really phenomenal football. I mean, obviously the whole team has since the 2-2 start, but Jalen Hurts has 1 interception since week 4. So the guy took the turnover problem and virtually eliminated it. Not completely. Obviously, it's the NFL, things happen, but Jalen has had a really successful season here. Obviously, this year has been more about Saquon Barkley, which is fine. We know who Saquon is. 2,000-yard rusher, broke the Eagles single season rushing record. The greatest running back season in Eagles history, we just saw it. But Jalen Hurts is no slouch. And I do think that in this game, Green Bay might test Jalen Hurts. It's very possible that we see the Packers load up the box and say, Saquon's not beating us. And I think it's very possible that Jalen Hurts' response to that is what we saw versus Pittsburgh, with the, is that what y'all wanted to see energy coming out from Jalen? Because without Jair Alexander, who's out for the season for the Packers, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith against the backup corners on that team, like, let him eat. Let him eat. And I think Jalen might have a really, really solid day on Sunday if that's the approach that the Green Bay Packers do take. There's a preview video on the channel now. We'll get more in the weeds throughout the week, but I wanted to come up here and give you guys a quick little update. Jalen Hurts is at practice. Jalen Hurts is looking sharp at practice. You love to see those things together. It's big for the locker room, big from a leadership standpoint to have Jalen Hurts out there. Obviously, like I mentioned, the backup QBs did their job the last couple of weeks of the season. But we need Jalen Hurts for the playoffs. Sneaky kind of nice, though. Jalen Hurts now, about 2-3 weeks of rest heading into the playoffs. The Eagles didn't have a bye week, despite winning 14 games as a 2 seed. But Jalen Hurts kind of had 2. You could worry about him being a little bit rusty, but again, all reports from practice saying Jalen's looking sharp. So Jalen looking sharp. Jalen well rested. Jalen was getting more mobile right before the concussion happened. So, I wonder how much we see that mobility. The Eagles, I think, have a real path to a Super Bowl. And, anytime that you go into a playoffs and you have a year where there's a path to a Super Bowl, you're fairly healthy. The roster has the talent that Phillies has. You have to take advantage of that. Jalen Hurts, they did the smart thing, rested him up, same way that they rested Saquon. Didn't have him break the record. Sucked from an individual standpoint, but I got it for the bigger team goal. The Eagles are on the verge of what could be a very special run. And Jalen Hurts is back at practice on Wednesday to get that started. As always, leave all your comments in the comment section down below. If you love the Philadelphia Eagles and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that button, hit the like button. I will catch you guys next time. Go Birds.